Hello, this is Beastly Eel with another Eel Talk. And in this episode, we are talking about episode 3 of Loki. So if you have not seen the episode, please pause the video, watch the episode, and then come see me. Because there are spoilers ahead, and I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. That being said, as always, I'm going to talk about the episode as itself, and then talk about where I think the series is going. So the episode starts exactly where it left off. We see the variant open up a portal, jump into it. Actually, let me rephrase that. We actually see how she gets the information she needs. She uses an enchantment to manipulate the mind of the guard to get the information she's looking for on where the timekeepers are. All she could get was that they were in. You had to get access by the golden elevator. Um, she finds that our Loki is there, so she opens up a portal and disappears. He obviously follows through. What we find out is she actually teleports into the TVA. She starts taking people out left and right. What she didn't know, which was very interesting, was that she wasn't aware that her powers were not going to work when she was inside the TVA. The reason why we know that is because when she tried to touch somebody, you see the green, but nothing happened, which made it show that she really didn't know that she couldn't use her powers there. So that being said, she starts eliminating people, and I mean eliminating people from existence. She starts hitting them with the sticks and making them poof, disappear. So the fight continues. Loki comes out. He pulls out his daggers, and he starts looking for her. She gets to the elevator, and he gets there, and the two of them start fighting each other. And there's a lot of banter back and forth. Nothing substantial is the best way to put it. It's a lot of just basically, I'm better than you, blah, 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 you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. Then the judge comes. She comes in ready to fight. While they're about to fight the judge, or the other one is supposed to fight the judge, Loki opens up a portal and the two of them fall into it. So they get sent to a whole nother planet that we've never seen before in the year 2077, right at the moment of an apocalypse. Apparently, the moon or the planet, I'm not quite sure which one, is being destroyed above them and is starting to crash into the inhabitable celestial body planet, we'll say. Can't remember if it's a moon or a planet now. I'm kind of PO'd with myself. That being said, so they continue to fight. Um, she doesn't like to be called Loki. She wants to be called Sylvie. The two continue to kind of argue with each other. Loki takes away the teleporter, makes it disappear with his magic. And they start looking around because apparently they need a power source to turn the device back up because it's out of juice. So they start looking. They go to this abandoned place. Well, actually, let me rephrase it. Sylvie tries to trick Loki, and he doesn't fall for it, although he wasn't as informed as he thought he was, and she proved that. So what I mean by that is, she wanted him to give her the teleporter because she was going to charge it with the electricity that was there, and he said no. He didn't trust it, and of course, she then kind of shows her cards a little bit and says, "Yeah, it wasn't going to work anyway because it wasn't going to be enough juice. I need something much more substantial than that." So they head to this woman's place. She tries to use brute force. She gets blasted by some sort of like air gun, air cannon. So Loki tries a different approach, and he gets blasted, and the two of them pick on each other, and they try to get information on him. So what they find out is that all these people are getting on a train to go on to the raft, and apparently the raft is the only thing that's going to leave planet so they can survive. So what we find out is what's supposed to happen is nobody survives, everyone dies. So they sneak their way onto the plane. I mean, onto the train, and they're on there. So what we now have is the two of them talking, and we get to know a little bit more about their lives. Now, granted, we knew Loki, our Loki, but we don't know much about Sylvie. So apparently, she knew she was adopted. They told her right away. She had to learn magic on her own. We don't know much else about her other than that, and that she's been attacked by the TVA, and she's been on the run ever since. And she also talks about her magic and how it's kind of like grabbing hold of somebody's mind. And because Loki wanted to know because he's never done something like that before. And apparently she taught herself. And she explains how you have to kind of grab on. And she was talking about how she tricked the guard to give the information. She had to go deep inside her memories to get when she was on Earth. And he's like, what? She goes, yeah. She goes, everyone from the TVA is a variant. It's like, I was told that they were all created by the timekeeper. She's like, no. Loki talks more about himself, and it's also revealed that he's bisexual. Um, it's a slight reveal. It's nice to see representation, but I'm also glad that it didn't overtake the story. It was kind of just like, yeah, that's who I am, which is nice. It's not meant to be a big deal because it's not shouldn't be a big deal on his sexual orientation. But like I said, nice to have representation. So anyway, they continue to talk, and neither one of them want to rest. Well, they decide to rest, but apparently Loki decides to get drunk instead, and Sylvie wakes up to him drunk and singing, and the guards realize that he and her are not supposed to be there, so they get thrown out. So they get thrown out of the train, quite literally, and when they land, he gives her the teleporter, but it's destroyed because of the crash landing he had. So she's pissed. She like kind of creates like an energy blast to explode around her, along with a scream, and she makes like a pile of dirt and she sits on it. And the two of them continue to talk and come up with a plan that everyone's supposed to die, but maybe they can change that if they actually get onto the raft. So they head to the city. In the city, it is a free for all. Okay? It is just everybody for themselves. They literally have to fight just to get close to it. And the moon above them is really starting to deteriorate now and really start to crash in. Well, what happens is while they're fighting, a huge chunk of that moon smashes into the raft and destroys it. Everyone just stands there and watches as it's destroyed. And that's the end of the episode. I mean, right? I mean, it ended on a cliffhanger. We have no idea what's going to happen. So, some things. The variant Loki is Sylvie, who is still rumored to be Enchantress. We don't quite know how she became who she is. We know very little. Another thing we found out is in the TVA, not everyone, apparently everyone is a variant, which is interesting. Makes sense. It makes sense. But also very interesting because it made it seem like everyone there was created and put there. Um, Other things that have been noticed. The Nobody's seen the timekeepers except for the judge, supposedly. So the question is, do the timekeepers actually exist? And is that woman, the judge, in control of everything? The reason why I bring that up is because in the comics, that particular character is in a relationship with Kang the Conqueror. He's from 32nd century, I believe. Now, that character has been confirmed in the MCU. He will be coming in officially, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Realm. And so it's a possibility that she could be in control of it to help him to get to where he needs to be. So that's a possibility that maybe the timekeepers don't exist, or if they do, they're not as in much control as we think they are. What else? What else? What else did we learn? We learned, well, we really don't know what Sylvie's plan is. She wants to destroy the timekeepers, but she, actually, to be fair, she never said she wanted to take out the timekeepers, now that I think about it. She wants to take them TBA. Very specific on how she said that, which now is making me wonder if my theory is correct that timekeepers don't exist. Yeah, mind is blown again. So anyway, where I think it's going to go is they're going to have to do something to create a variance, which then sends the TVA after them again so they can escape. Yeah, so that's where I think it's going to go. But other than that, no idea. No idea. I don't even know if they're actually working together. The the Loki and Sylvia. No idea whatsoever. And I'm kind of just surprised in itself. So we'll have to wait and see until next Wednesday because I'm very interested in where they're going to go. Anything could happen. But anyway, as always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is BCL signing out. Have a good night.